You look up the average net worth for someone your age, compare it to your own bank balance, and immediately feel like you've fallen behind. Benchmarking your personal finances against broad societal averages is a trap. It creates a sense of financial failure based on a metric that doesn't actually reflect the typical experience. This curve illustrates why the average is a broken metric. A tiny group of ultra-wealthy individuals on the far right pulls the average line significantly to the right, far away from where the majority of the population sits. The median line represents the true middle point of the distribution. It ignores the extreme outliers, providing a much lower and more realistic number for comparison. However, there is a catch. If you reach retirement with the median net worth of roughly $300,000, a standard 4% withdrawal rate only provides $12,000 in annual income. For most people, that doesn't even cover basic housing and healthcare. Relying on these societal metrics, whether average or median, will either lead to high-risk investment panics or leave you with a balance that cannot sustain your lifestyle. Instead of comparing yourself to your neighbors, you should use the Personal Income Multiplier Framework, utilizing Fidelity's baseline rules as a starting point. This system ignores fixed dollar benchmarks. It calculates your required net worth as a direct multiple of your own current salary. Because the target is tied to your paycheck, it generates a custom goal that scales to your specific cost of living and local economy. This approach forces you to look at your current spending. It highlights how much of your future security is being traded for your current lifestyle choices. True financial stability comes from linking your savings targets to your own income, rather than a national statistic. In the foundation phase, your targets start small but scale quickly. By age 30, the goal is 1 times your salary, reaching 3 times your annual income by the time you hit 40. Meeting these goals requires a consistent savings rate of 15 to 20% of your total income. Saving this much in your 20s and 30s allows you to take full advantage of a 40-year compounding window. This often means keeping your living expenses low even as your income grows, which can be difficult when you see others spending on cars and travel. Debt management is also a factor. Many people choose to carry low-interest student loans while prioritizing investments in the S&P 500. Mathematically, an 8% market return beats a 4% loan, but carrying that balance creates a monthly cash flow drag that can limit your flexibility later on. The foundation phase is essentially an exchange. You trade some discretionary spending today for a predictable mathematical advantage later in life. In your 40s, the target jumps to 6 times your salary. This decade often brings peak financial pressure. Your peak earning years usually coincide with high expenses for children's education, mortgage payments, and supporting aging parents. There is a direct trade-off here. Every dollar put into a college fund is a dollar that isn't compounding in your own retirement account. This is also when you need to set up an estate plan and a living will to protect your assets and your dependents. Setting up these documents involve upfront legal costs and the unpleasant task of planning for a future after you're gone, but it is necessary for asset protection. Success in your 40s isn't just about earning more. It's about choosing which financial priorities get funded and which ones wait. For the final sprint, the targets reach 8 times your salary by age 60 and 10 times by age 65. If you are behind, the tax code allows for catch-up contributions. For 2026, those over 50 can contribute an extra $8,000 to their 401k, bringing the annual limit to $32,500. Maximizing these contributions requires a significant reduction in your daily spending during what are usually your highest earning years. You also have to manage sequence of returns risk, the danger that a market downturn right before you retire could significantly reduce your portfolio's value. To manage this risk, most advisors recommend shifting your asset allocation away from stocks and toward fixed income or bonds. This shift involves a trade-off. You are giving up the potential for high growth at the exact moment your portfolio is at its largest balance. The preservation phase requires accepting lower returns to secure the capital you have spent 30 years accumulating. Societal averages are a distraction. Your specific lifestyle costs are what should dictate your final wealth target. This map shows 2 distinct paths. On the left is the baseline security target of 10 times your salary. The 10x path allows for more spending today, but it results in a budget-conscious retirement with very little margin for unexpected costs like healthcare. On the right is the optimizer target, 20 times your salary. The 20x path provides total financial independence and more lifestyle options. but it requires multiple income streams and high levels of frugality throughout your career. Financial peace is found by aligning your current sacrifices with the specific retirement lifestyle you want to achieve.